Jesus Christ is the colonization of God. Because before you're introduced to Jesus Christ, you're already free to engage with God, call God by the name that's native to your language, your culture, your experience in the world. But then Jesus Christ comes along and says, all of that's wrong. And in fact, if you keep believing that, you're going to a hell that I know you've never heard of, but you're going to go there. So there's a fear dynamic that pushes people in and locks the door behind them. Unstudying your Bible. You heard me right. I want to walk you through how to unstudy your Bible. So without further ado, the first unstudy your Bible point we're going to cover is original sin. Number 2 is the doctrine of salvation. Number 3, love your enemies. And last but not least, you'll get your reward in the afterlife after you die. Okay, so let's talk about original sin. So in the beginning, Adam and Eve, according to the Bible, were the first people who populated the earth. And before they had a chance to even have a family, they messed everything up, right? They introduced sin and separated us from God. So in order to come into Christianity, the first thing you got to do is condemn yourself. I'm going to say that one more time. In order to enter Christianity, the first thing you have to do is to condemn yourself, because you have to accept the notion that I am a sinner, right? And I'm in need of salvation. That's problematic already, because what that says is that when you're born, you're in some kind of a deficit that separates you from the Creator, that makes you unworthy, that severs your connection to the creative power that brought the universe into being. False. That's the first thing we got to throw out. And that ties directly into number 2, the doctrine of salvation. There isn't a need for salvation if there is no original sin, right? It's a 1-2 play. You're born into sin, therefore you're in need of salvation. And oh, guess what? We got a solution for you. Jesus Christ. Here's a problem with the idea of salvation through one person. It doesn't make sense if you think about it. It just doesn't pass the sniff test. The problem is when most of us come into Christianity, we don't do any sniffing around. We accept it, because usually when you come into Christianity, you're in a low place. I was in a low place. There was some urgency that was going on in my life and I needed help. And church folks are like this. We got you. Come on in. Let me give you a hug, right? They do that for you. And then without any research, without any validation, you commit both your life and your afterlife to a guy named Jesus Christ, who you just met.